Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So on 8/5, I'm going to be having an amazing event. It is the Abundance Amplifier guided meditation. It's going to be a live event. I'm going to be recorded. It's on a private server, so it's not going to be accessible to the public. If you would like to join me for that, I'm going to be doing energy work there as well. Go check it out, meevolving.com/shop/abundance-amplifier-event. All right, guys. So, there's just tons of stuff that I would love to share. A lot of information has been trickling in. I asked what this reading is going to be about, and what I heard is everything is about to make a ton of sense. Okay. So hang in there, guys. Hang in there. It's about to make sense. We're about to make it make sense. Hi, Erin. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. All right, guys. I have this thing that I do. Like when I see the cards and I stick it back in the deck, I feel like I'm cheating. I feel like I'm cheating because I already know what it looks like. I know what it says. And I'm either trying to avoid it. This is my perception. Okay. This is what I'm thinking. I'm either trying to avoid the card or trying to make sure that it comes up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Who is it making sense for? Because some people don't have that. Our village baby, aka Emmy's twin, has spoken. Some people just don't have sense. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. I'm just getting some cards. That's a lot of cards, but that's what came up. All right. Whew. Ooh, a card just jumped out. I don't even want to flip it over yet. I don't want to know what it is. I want to be surprised with you guys. I do. I want to be surprised. I want to be very surprised. Okay. Oh, you're going to be surprised. All right. That's what I heard. You're going to be surprised. All right. Ooh. I don't know about you guys, but today, it's really been feeling like life in general has been guiding me personally to actually take the steps that I've been being told I needed to take for months, maybe even years now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this thing of the proper steps being taken, the proper safety measures, right? So the proper safety measures, that's super important, super duper important. And it's almost like things are being pushed forward. Maybe things you're aware of, maybe things you're not aware of. Whatever these things are, they're in your greatest interest. Okay. Obviously, this is a general reading, so it might not apply to everyone because, again, some people. Some people. That's all I'll say about that. Okay. Michael said I need to spray myself. For what? All I said was some people. I'm saying it's true though. Some people. People. My mom used to sing this whenever she'd get upset. Like she wouldn't really want to yell at anyone. So if she gets frustrated, she would start singing, people. Who needs people? I don't even know what song it is. But she would say that, and I would just be like, she's doing her passive aggressive thing. I love my mama. She's hilarious. All right. Ooh, hot diggity. Damn. First order of business. You are to heal. Enough said. Enough said. You are to heal beyond whatever the situation that fractured you did. You're to heal that. Everything that you've been working for is going to come to fruition. You have to keep working for it, but it's going to come to fruition. Okay. The things that are toxic for you, the risks that you've been taking, um, the people who have been encouraging the parts of you, the parts of your character that are willing to co-sign la caca, they're gonna be banished. Ew. Uh-huh. Hush that fuss. Everybody move to the back of the bus. Move. Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. I'm telling you, things are being pushed. Your soul is like, it's go time. It's go time. It's go time. Boundaries are being established. Cords and bindings that have prevented you from, taking the necessary steps, those are being cut away. I'm saying, I'm really loving the vibe of this right now. I'm saying, I'm just this is inspiring me to sing my jam. Yo no soy marinero. Yo no soy marinero, soy capitán, soy capitán, soy capitán. Ba, ba, bum, ba. Okay, next order of business. Ooh, okay. Ooh, this. So, for many of us, we're not grounded right now. You shouldn't be. I said what I said. What? And you said we shouldn't be grounded, but all the gurus said that we're supposed to ground ourselves. Why would you want to ground yourself if you're supposed to fly? That's the slow blink. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? That's me letting people know that I'm about to get very rebellious. Keep talking. Once you see me do that, if you keep talking to me, you're going to feel the full weight of my rebellion. Should I do it again? like, like I'm wishing you disappear before my eyes open again. So let me pause. Focus on the fruition of my wish. Yeah. So my husband thinks it's cute. Anyways, now's the time for you to not try and ground yourself. Okay, there's going to be things, possibly opportunities that are not going to be grounded in like reality. I mean, what is reality, anyways? What someone else tells you to believe? Yo, it's about to get crunk right now. I was watching this video, right? I was watching this video of I don't know how many ladies in a vehicle, and someone in the back seat is recording. They're at an intersection and there was a car accident, and the person who's driving, they clearly have a open pathway in front of them, and they're like, I don't know where to go. Where should I-" like, and then again, it's a four-way intersection. Literally across the street from them on the right side, someone gets out of their car and starts pew-pewing against someone else. And then everyone in the car starts screaming, and this person still does not drive. They're like, oh, where are you at? Oh my God. Oh my God. For real, I'm going to tell you something. If I'm in that car, my short ass leg will be on the gas pedal. I don't care where in the car I am sitting. My leg will be on the gas pedal and one arm driving the car without the consent of the driver because we're not sitting there. I promise you this. I've been known to do things like that. One time, me and my girlfriend were like 19, maybe 20. She was making a left turn. It's a three-way intersection. We're like, if we go straight, it's a dead end, right? So there's two ways like this, and we're going this way, and she's trying to make a left. She ran the red light. I was in the front passenger seat. She ran the red light, and I saw headlights heading towards my door. At which point, I began pushing the steering wheel. I'm like, go, gas, gas, gas. And you know what? I'm sorry, Cindy. I love you, boo. I was like, bitch, gas. She just put her foot on the gas and covered her eyes. What the fuck is wrong with you? And as our car was now speeding into a turn, I'm like, not my side, not my, boo. I'm not gonna sit there and wait for another car to hit us. Damn straight, I grabbed the steering wheel, and she did. I don't know if she remembers this. She was still pressing on the gas, so I cranked that e-brake all the way up, and I'm like, no gas, no gas. What the fuck? Yeah, it's not an act. I've always been this way. So I said, the people in the comments were just displaying their misogyny. And this person is like, the amount of estrogen and I think fear or cluelessness in this video. I had to read that a few times. I was eating grapes and I was just like, I'm gonna just comment real quick. And I was chillaxing. I promise you, this is going to tie into the reading. So I was chillaxing and I was like, it has nothing to do with estrogen because lack of adaptive capacity and crippling fear, it's not gender specific. It's just not. It's not gender specific. I've known plenty of males who have froze and just don't know what to do and are like, oh my God. Like, yeah, no, it's not gender specific. And I was like, I promise you, I'm absolutely the type of damsel that carries her own sword. And in the middle of an event, I am looking for the most efficient, effective evacuation route out of that situation instantly. That's how my brain works. I can't speak for anyone else because I'm not representing anyone else. I'm representing myself. And boy, oh boy, people want to jump on me in that comment. The one time I fucking comment on something on social media, everybody want to crawl into my little ass puckered asshole. Like, what is wrong with y'all people? I'm suddenly like making shit up. This dude, I was like, I don't think so. What really irked me was this female who I had to screenshot this because I couldn't believe the stupidity of it. if you are when most women aren't, I'm a female myself. Why do you jump to defensiveness and offense for yourself when what he said doesn't apply to you? Because bitch, I'm the controlled opposition. To let a motherfucker know not all females are like that. And then she says, most women are like this. Most women are raised to be cared for and protected by someone else. It's how a lot of animals in the wild exist as well. You're full of shit. You're full of shit. Females in the wild are needing to be taken care of. You're full of shit. I don't know what shows you be watching, baby boo, but they lied to you. And then it says, if any of them are aggressive, it's just for food or last resort protection. It's a fact of life. Bitch. There are people, women in this world who are just as fucking strong as I am. Those women are called bitches by society. We exist. We are the bane to the misogyny and the fallen patriarchy that is our society. There's more than just me. We exist. What y'all are factoring in are weak ass fucking females. Those are not women. Those are little girls wearing women's costumes. Okay. There's a huge fucking difference. And then some guy commented something about like, women need men to protect them. So I don't know, but he tagged me and I was like, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question. Cause it was a pew pew profile, right? And they're called survival sisters. Are y'all dumb? Their entire profile is the mom and the daughters handling pew pews. Are y'all dumb right now? That's the profile you're commenting on. And then, so I was like, let me ask you a question. What is the difference between a magazine and a clip, or are they the same thing? Because if you don't even know how to handle the very mask tools that are necessary for that protective, defensive, whatever maneuvering you're thinking you're doing in a situation that involves another pew pew, shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up. Because I know the difference between them. They are not the same thing. They are not the same thing. So there is this thing that's happening right now where you are going to begin to see how there is this huge body of people who are trying to convince you to remain in the same motherfucking programs that have kept you very much oppressed, regardless of your orientation, creed, or color. It's up to you if you want to participate in that. I promise you, all those motherfuckers in that comment section tried to jump on me because my face is my profile. Boo. How cute. You thought I was going to be a docile Asian girl. Oh my gosh. Ain't nothing kawaii about me except my Hello Kitty AR. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Ain't nothing kawaii about me. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Don't let the shimmer, don't let the lash, don't let the hair confuse nothing. Mm-mm. You guys need to begin deciding, are you going to remain part of that program you were taught to participate in? Or are you going to finally step into the proper place where you belong? A place that's more in alignment with your capacity, with your capability. I'm not here. You guys have heard me say this so many times. I am not here to say I am a man's equal. No, we different, boo. I don't be opening pickle jars. Are you kidding me? We different. You're not my competition. I'm not competing with men. We each have our role to play. But just because you don't know what your role is does not mean you're going to dictate to me to take that same submissive role that older generations were forced to take in order to lift your ego out of the gutter. I don't fucking think so. I don't think so. You guys have to really, really take a good look at how everything is being stacked right now. There's a lot of things being stacked, and you need to decide which stack are you going to choose. Because one stack will take you to the next part of your journey. The other stack will make you go ahead and make a U-turn and go right back to square one. I can open a pickle jar. I just don't want to. Ew. Ew. And I do have big hands, for real. For someone my size, like, I have big hands. I can open a pickle jar. You know what you do? You got to break the seal. You take the lid and you pound it on something hard. It breaks the seal. Or you go like that. You can open it. I just don't want to. That's one of the things. Like, take care of me. Open the jar for me. What the fuck? Be chivalrous. Open the pickle jar. That's how I feel. That's my personal preference. Okay. I want someone to open the pickle jar. I don't even care if it's a woman or a man. I just don't want to be the one to open it. Okay, truth be told, I don't want to be the one to open it because I have Ehlers-Danlos, and my joints get my joints, they pop out easily. I do that too, but then one time I almost cut myself. Like, you put it there and then you like that with a knife. I used to do that too, but I almost cut myself one time. So I was just like, we're not going to do that anymore. Yeah, my joints get dislocated easily, especially my thumb joint. See that? It gets dislocated easily. So I just like to protect my joints. But you're right. I can definitely open a pickle jar. I hope my husband's not watching this because he's going to start telling me to open the jars myself. I'll straight up, I don't care. I'll wake him up in the middle of a nap, in the middle of his sleep. Can you open this? That's one of the perks of being married to me. Whatever. Anyways, you're not supposed to be grounded right now, right? You're supposed to let yourself rise up to the degree that you need to rise. This opportunity is not a one-time opportunity. This is the new norm for you. For those that this applies to, this is the new norm for you. Let me say it again. If this applies to you, this is your new norm. And it's not to say that you have to do everything by yourself. It is to say that you need to begin knowing how to rely on yourself while also accepting help from others. Okay? Be the strongest version of yourself, regardless of gender, that you could possibly be. Be the strongest version of yourself, regardless of your gender, that you could possibly be. Okay? Balance. There's something that's going to try and shake you from that space of balance. Don't worry about that. You're going to clear that out. Beat it with a broom. Beat it with a broom. Not even joking. Not even joking. Know your ability to rely on yourself. Okay? I'm not talking about just blind trust. I'm talking about beginning to cultivate the skills that are necessary for you to be able to rely on yourself. Right? All right. Ooh. Okay. Card number 2, balance. Balance will be reestablished for you. Everything is going to be perfectly fine. A lot of the times, you won't realize that you need to reestablish balance for yourself until you become painfully aware of how imbalanced everything has become. So, again, this is just a normal, natural part of the process that you're in. Now, there are things that are needing to be let go of, and there are things which are probably parts of you that don't need to be let go of. I'm wondering, it's your shadow self. So there's a lot of spiritual things that were spread far and wide that are spiritual lies. I'm being extra blunt today, aren't I? No, they're spiritual lies. The whole concept of trying to eradicate your shadow, trying to, do just crazy war stuff with your shadow and with yourself, that's so unnecessary. That is a living part of you. The way I view my shadow, it is the one thing in this world, even beyond my husband and children, who have been there for every single moment of my existence in this life. It embraced me in my mother's womb and was born right along with me at the very same time as me. It follows me everywhere I go, like a lovesick puppy. That is my shadow. I am not afraid of it. I am not intimidated by it. There is nothing evil there, for I am not an evil person. My shadow is a profound space where the parts of me that are the most powerful, that I don't yet have the maturity and the courage to allow myself to embrace, that's where they are kept and protected. My shadow is not evil because I am not an evil person. There is nothing there that I need to be ashamed of. There is only truth and personal power, capacity and purpose. That's it. That is all that lives in my shadow. And I think if more of us begin to see our shadow in that way, we can then begin to move forward from this space of thinking, oh, I have to do shadow work. Oh my God, it's so scary. What's scary? What's scary? What am I going to find there? Yourself. That's what you're going to find there. You're going to find you and how capable you are. You're going to find that you are your greatest teacher, that you have the capacity to learn things in an environment that has no idea what to do with you, right? This has been the case my entire life. Every environment that I have existed in has had no idea what to do with me. I've shared before that I was part of a couple spiritual communities online. They had no idea what they could do with me. And then they all decided to kick me out. Well, no, they didn't decide to kick me out. I decided to just walk away. It was just like not worth it. Right. And then before that, I was going to these open workshops, clinicals in Berkeley, California, where they were practicing all sorts of like psychic things. They would practice pranic healing, that type of thing. I never took classes. These were organizations who taught their students, and they would have these free workshops so their students could safely practice on willing participants. They were free events, right? And so I'd go to these things and they didn't know what to do with me. One by one, I was asked to not come back. Why? Was I being belligerent? No, because I didn't belong there. I didn't belong there, and I had capacity that they didn't know what to do with. They couldn't harness it. They couldn't control it. They knew that I couldn't control it yet because I was so afraid of it. And that's why they asked me not to come back. And yet I was able to teach myself to trust myself. I was able to teach myself to accept that all the questions I have, the answers live inside me. Everything is about to make sense because you're about to see through in-life circumstance the ways in which you are the solution for every problem you face. And that requires a different aspect of you to come forward for every situation, because every situation is going to require a different part of you, right? Now, you don't have a choice in this matter. This is a subject between the self and the soul. This is not about someone else forcing you. This is about what's happening between yourself and your soul, right? Soul is not going to let you get away with not learning and not progressing anymore. So Um, I'm trying to decide how much um, I am to disclose here in this space. So, for those who are not walking your truth, something profound and progressive is going to occur. And I think what's going to happen is you're probably someone who is a very controlled individual. You have cultivated this ability to really control your emotions, who gets to witness it. You don't show people much of who you actually are. Just all these different things, right? Just very, very controlled. I used to be that way too. Don't worry. Life is going to fix that. Part of the way life fixed that for me was to create so much chaos and hardship for me that I was so depleted that I didn't have the capacity to fight the process. So you can either choose to willingly participate in this process that your soul is bringing you towards, or you can let your soul deplete you, um, challenge you to the degree that you feel so broken and directionless that you can't fight your process anymore. I think those are kind of your two options for whoever this applies to. Again, not everyone is going to resonate with this because it doesn't apply to everyone. A lot of the messages that are pushed forward, they don't apply to everyone. There will be certain parts that will apply to you and other parts that don't. Only take in the parts that apply to you. Use discernment. But you can't be like, yeah, I'm going to be elevated and I'm going to be this and I'm going to be that. But oh, no, that doesn't apply to me. Hardship, that doesn't apply to me. You can't pick and choose like that. People with a very elevated purpose, they have a tendency to have very elevated struggles, very elevated life lessons that create elevations in the hardships that they face, whether it's financial, emotional, mental, societal, familial. It really don't matter. It don't matter. There are those of us who never had the opportunity, ability, or maybe even willingness to see that you had other options presented to you. And because your lack of awareness of those other easier options, you've always, your entire life, taken the hardest option possible. That's okay. I say that's okay simply because of the fact that I've done that as well. And when you take the hardest option possible, um, even if you didn't know, even if you knew or didn't know that there were other options, easier ways to do it, the hardest option provides you with the greatest elevation in potentiality. Right? Right. Right. So that's the exchange. If you're willing to struggle more, you're willing to grow more. Right? So, an analogy, Michael says, I have to do an analogy. This is not about choosing to self sabotage. I think that's what he is telling me I need to clarify. This is not about self sabotage. This is not about me giving you a usable excuse as to why you sabotage your journey. No. Here's a perfect analogy for what I'm trying to express. You can either continue to lift the lighter weights because it's easier for you now, and you'll still progress, not as much, or you can continue to challenge yourself whenever the weights become easier. You add more plates, making it heavier, harder, breaking you down more. And in that breaking down, opening you up to the potentiality of hypertrophy, massive growth, massive growth. What will you choose? I see other ladies in the gym who have been working out for pretty much as long as I've been going to that specific gym. And it's been this thing of, they put a lot of effort into their health, which is inspirational for me personally, seeing them show up whenever I show up. I love that. And the thing is, I see them with every week that passes, I see them looking at me in different ways. I wouldn't say they're jealous. I don't feel that at all. I wouldn't say they're insecure. I don't know that they're trying to compete with me. I think what I'm picking up on is that they're noticing. Noticing what? First, how committed I am and how driven I am when I'm there. That's evident. At no point am I messing around. It is literally 3 hours of superset after superset after superset, maxing everything out. 3 hours, 20-second rest in between each superset. So they notice that. I think another thing they notice is the way that I've completely transformed my body. There's still a long way for me to go. A long, long way for me to go if I'm going to do a figure competition, right? I remember one of the girls who's super duper friendly with everyone. She was talking to me a few months back and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I was looking at you and I was telling my friend, just wait till she takes off her pump cover. She's got a sleeper build. Wait, just wait." And I was like, "What?" And I still had my sweater on. And she goes, "Girl, you should totally take it off." And I was like, "I don't know." She goes, "You should. You work so hard for that." And I was like, "Okay, I am super sweating already. Let me take it off." And it was just my sweater. And I was wearing a tank top. And she goes, "Dang, every week I see you cut more muscle." And I'm like, "What does that mean?" And she's talking about she can tangibly see the growth of my muscles every week because she doesn't see me every day. She sees me every week. And she goes, "You can see a major difference every week." I was like, "Really?" Because I get hard on myself. I'm like, I'm not where I should be. My body, I'm a lot older now, and my body's not responding the way it used to. So, sometimes it really irks me. And she's basically telling me like she hasn't seen someone grow their muscle that fast before. To me, it's just, I don't know. I mean, I'm just doing what I can. I'm adding as much weight as is safe for me to be able to handle. I'm constantly pushing myself. And then there are times where I have to remind myself to be gentle with myself. But it's that beautiful ebb and flow that I'm existing in right now. And that's it. All I can do is show up and ask of myself what I can do for that day, for that session, and respect the limitations that exist for me that day. And these ladies, they're not, I mean, there are some that are like, "Woo, look at you." But for the most part, most of these people are not progressing in the way that they're seeing me progress because why? They're afraid to challenge themselves in the way that I challenge myself because it hurts. The way I work out, it fucking hurts. It burns so good. It hurts. If you're afraid of the pain, that is a requirement, a natural part of the process of your growth. I don't know how much you're going to grow. I don't know how much you're going to grow. And this is the period where you have to begin deciding to find the courage to allow yourself to temporarily exist in spaces of discomfort. Discomfort because of what? Because you're self-sabotaging? Absolutely not. Because you are focused, you are driven, Your drive is pushing you forward. You have to make that decision. Because if you don't, I don't know that you'll experience the kind of growth that this reading is talking about. Right? And again, it's not about comparing with other people. It's just not. It's not about comparing with other people, trying to keep up with other people. It's not about that at all. It's about recognizing what you have inside you and how you can bring that out, how you can utilize it for your greatest growth. Part of that is your intuition, allowing your intuition to do what it's designed to do, beautifully guide you through any type of circumstance, hardship, good times, whatever it is, just really, really guiding you, right? Helping you to see with clarity what exactly needs to be done. The emotions, they will factor in, but they should not be the whole thing that you are trying to figure out, trying to mitigate, trying to whatever it is. When you are entering into uncharted territory within your life, your emotions are going to be intense. Intense. So the past, I want to say week or two. Okay. So over the past 2 weeks, I've added certain upper leg exercises. I had kind of neglected that a little bit. I do leg exercises, but I don't do any that focuses on my quads because I know I can become very quad dominant quickly. That will pull my knee out of alignment. And so I've added those exercises back that I know will grow my quads massively. So 2 weeks, I've done that. The past week, 1 week out of those 2 weeks, I haven't just been priming my quads, my thighs to begin taking punishment. Oh, no. This past week, I have been taking that shit to full fucking failure. I could feel the micro tears. It's not even a burn anymore. It's like, my husband, I don't scream, okay? At least not in the gym. No, I'm joking. I don't scream in the gym, but it was burning so much. He could hear me counting from the other side of the gym. 1, 2, because shit was hard. It was hard. It was hard. And I was telling myself, I wasn't saying it's hard as I was doing it. One more. Good. One more. Good. One more. Good. One more. That was all that was in my head. One more. And the more it would hurt, the more I took that as evidence. I'm doing what I need to do to push myself. It wasn't hurting in my knees. I could feel it in muscle tissue. If it hurts in places it's not intended to hurt, whether it's your life circumstance, your emotions, your mentality, your physicality, if it hurts in places it's not intended to hurt, I don't know that you're growing things. It sounds like you're injuring things, right? So paying attention to that, not avoiding the pain. And I was fully present in that in every workout that I've had for the past week, paying attention to where the pain is to ensure I'm not injuring myself. And the last workout, I was rewarded with what? Quad separation. Sexy. Yeah, no, that teardrop portion on the inner part of your knee, that's developed now. I love it. I love it. I had to work for that. I had to earn that. Everything that's worth your while, you have to work for, you have to earn, you have to work for the maturity to develop in order to earn the enjoyment of the end result for every circumstance in your life. You cannot start a new chapter if you refuse to push your capacity to read. You can't read at a first grade level the rest of your life if you want to be a literary master, right? You have to develop that. You have to push through whatever you're struggling to learn, whether it be something with phonics or vocabulary or whatever it is. You have to push to learn. You want to operate at a professional level, you have to push to learn how to be a professional in the field you want to be a professional in. It's the same thing with your growth, your spiritual growth. It's the same thing. I think for many of us, a lot of the issue that's popping up is we don't trust ourselves. Why don't you trust yourself? Hmm? Why don't you trust yourself? What is that about? Did someone who feels inferior to you for some reason go out of their way to convince you that you're incapable? Time to let that go. It's time to let that go. Don't listen to that anymore. Whenever you hear that recording in your head, when you feel it in your chest, that self doubt rising up, what do? You identify it as the thing that you need to let go of. Don't try and push it away. Don't try and shut it up. You tell yourself, yeah, that feeling right there, that's what I need to let go of. That's exactly what I need to let go of. That's a thing that no longer serves me. I promise you it'll work. It'll work because eventually either you'll become so aware of it and just too busy to deal with it. You're going to be like, I ain't got time for this. Go away. Or you're going to get so tired of having to point it out to yourself that you're going to choose to decide to do something about it, right? Card number 37, focus on the light in reverse. You're already light blind. You've focused on the light for so long that you don't know what the light is anymore. Everything is light to you. You're light blind. You've burned your retinas. It's time to move past that. It's time to go straight deep into your shadow aspects, uncover and recover. Uncover and recover, right? Uncover, take off the cloak you use to hide your power and recover it. Take it back. Recover. Not recover, put the cover back on. No, recover it. Take it back. It's yours. That is a part of you. It is part of who you are. It is not a character that you are playing. I tell you what, for the majority of us here, the person you know yourself to be right now is a caricature of all the different characters that people in your life have told you you are, and has nothing to do with the reality of who you actually are. Tell me I'm lying. For far too long, you've been playing this role. For far too long, you've been playing a character to make it easier for everyone else. Hi, Lisa. You've been playing this character to make it easier for everyone else. And, you started believing it was you. I don't know how many years ago. It's not you. It's not you. I went from playing the character of being an absolute biatch, right? Because I'm reactive when people maltreat me. And and that has to do with my history. It has to do with my personal history as a human being. It's not the best thing, but it's an understandable thing. And I don't need to explain that to anyone else. Right. So for a while, I had certain people, specifically one person, would go out of their way. Where if I didn't do as I was told, demanded, um, yeah, I would then be reminded that I'm just a biatch, right? And then I went to the polar opposite because I was ashamed of that. I felt so much shame about being able to stand up for myself and speak up for myself that I entered into a space of being very demure, right? And that demure part of my journey began when Emmy evolving began. Because why? Because I was afraid people would know that I'm a totality rather than existing as a fractionated duality. I was afraid. I was embarrassed. Embarrassed about what? What do I need to be embarrassed about? Because I'm strong? Because I can handle my own in any circumstance I'm in? Because I got a mouth on me that can put you in your place when you crooked? When you approach me and speak to me and treat me crooked? I don't need to be ashamed of that. And it took me experiencing the polar opposite, where I let people walk all over me. I invited people to use me as a doormat. Do I need to be hateful and hurtful to those people? No, I mean, they're still shitty people. They are. Specific ones that I'm thinking of. They're still not good people. But no, I co created that. I take accountability for what I allowed. I had to learn through opposition, through adversarial circumstance. I had to learn where my center point is. When you go all the way to the left of the room and then all the way to the right of the room, you get a very good idea of where the center of the room is. You get a very good idea. And I think you've gone from one extreme to the other extreme. And now soul is letting you know it's time to go back to center. Center is where you belong because you come from a legacy of light. You have different layers and levels of potentiality within you. All of that is part of your birthright. All of that belongs to you. And the more you can allow yourself to embrace this, the more you can trust yourself. Because now you're no longer playing a role, right? The more you will see the truth of who you are. A dark surface is the best type of surface to use as a mirror. It's a very beautiful thing. Allow yourself to be seated in the throne room of your heart, right? With that green energy, that love-based energy, love for the self, and then allowing yourself to see who you are, allowing yourself to see all the different things that you need to see about you, all the different things that are necessary. So what needs to happen now? Do we know? Beyond the mind, the heart beats in reverse. We're not going beyond the mind, beyond logic. It's like we think just because we haven't allowed ourselves to see the greatness that we are, we haven't allowed ourselves to see the things we're capable of, that there's no way I could possibly be right. Okay. If you say so. But it kind of sucks that I can see in you the reality of who you are and what you're capable of, while you remain in a space of convincing yourself that you're less than. That kind of sucks. That sucks for me as an outsider to witness. It makes me, once upon a time, that would make me feel really badly for you. Now it just kind of makes me irritated. It makes me irritated when I'm around people like that who are just so convinced that there's no way that they could be as amazing as I see inside them. because I'm not going to try and convince you otherwise. I'm just not. I'm going to respect your decision to not love yourself. Oh, I said what I said. Oh no, knowing my limitations is not me not loving myself. Yeah, it is. Because those aren't your limitations. Those are someone else who has limited you. And you've taken in that lie as your truth and you refuse to hear the truth as what? As a way to continue punishing yourself and justifying your need to be punished. hmm The people who need to hear this, y'all know it. You can feel it. You can feel it. Everything I'm saying right now is like, damn, daggers in my heart. If you don't like daggers in your heart, pull it out. Pull out the words that keep stabbing you, because I promise you it's not me doing it. It's you. Pull out those verbal daggers that you've kept in your heart. There's no need to live like that anymore. None. Allow yourself to receive. Allow your soul to provide you the opportunities to see these things that you are struggling to believe about yourself, right? Card number 17, what is already with you in reverse? You don't want to believe it's already with you? Okay. Okay. If you need me to show you, prove to you, you book a private session with me. I'm going to speak to you directly. You think I'm not talking to you because I might be talking to someone else because, there's no way that she could be talking to me because I'm just me. I'm not anything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure. Sure. Okay. That's lovely. um, okay. I don't know, like, you want me to convince you? No, you got to convince yourself. Not convince yourself that you're more than what you think you are right now. Convince yourself to let go of the lies you believe that cause you to see yourself as less than what you are. That's what you need to work on, right? Ooh. Okay, I get it. I get it. So for some of us, we don't want to move forward from the place that we are because we feel like it's a trap. Because where we're at right now, we've been at for a very long time. And because we've been here for so long, we're afraid of what the world is going to offer us. If our space of comfort is a space of pain, oh my gosh, how much more will the world hurt us? Honestly, if your space of comfort is a space of pain, the world probably can't hurt you as much as you think it could. So I had a very challenging childhood. We'll put it that way. I had a very challenging childhood, especially with the way I was communicated with. Um, and, I was really, really hesitant to be publicly visible. And I was even more hesitant to be publicly visible in my most authentic state, which is what I am right now in my most authentic state. I was afraid that people wouldn't understand, that I would make missteps, I would offend people, people would be upset with me, all of these different things, right? I was so afraid. And then I was also very afraid of, like, what if people say mean things, because I'm a sensitive person. Not sensitive in the way people might think, but very sensitive. Very, very sensitive. There's certain things that really just eviscerate me. And so I was worried about that. Like, what if people hurt me? Because I've had so many others in the past who have just been so careless, so reckless with their words, with the way they communicate with me, and all these different things. And so I was really, really, really hesitant. And then come to find out, I had to be in those situations earlier in my life so I could develop the appropriate stamina for the work I would do so publicly. One time, and mind you, This was a time when I was like 100 pounds, right? Literally like 100 pounds. I was like a size 0, super sucked in face and super duper skinny. And I was live streaming, and I don't know, I think there was 500 or 600 people on the live stream with me. And someone just someone came on and was like, Emmy, you need to lose some weight. You're looking fat. And usually for women, I mean, that's like, oh my God. Oh no, not me. Oh, you best believe I was bendier then. I pulled my Lego. I went like that. I was like, motherfucker, I'm not fat. I'm scrawny as fuck. What's wrong with you? And I was laughing. I took it as a joke because it is. That's a fucking joke. What a joke of a human to try and tear someone down. I'm not insecure like that. Even now, I'm extra fluffy like a cloud. Nimbus, baby. I'm extra fluffy like a cloud. I'm not ashamed. Why would I be ashamed? This is my body. It's beautiful. Why would I be ashamed? What do I care what you think? I don't exist for you. You know? People can say all kind of really fucked off shit to me. I'm just like, oh, you're nutty. Oh, you're nutty. Your mom must be ashamed. You a disrespectful motherfucker. But you're not gonna hurt my feelings. I learned I have to care about what you think for what you think to be weaponized against me. I don't care if I'm not your preferred aesthetic. The fact remains not everyone has good taste. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm the shit, but I'm saying don't treat me like I'm shit. There's nothing wrong with that. There will be people who will try and break you down for what? Because they think they can. Going back to the comment section of that video that I was telling you guys about. Oh, it's so cute. They totally thought. Um, yeah, no. I'm not docile. I'm not submissive. Talk to me. I talk back. So, this requirement that your soul is giving you to move forward, it's not a trap. You're not going to be ensnared, okay? It's not a trap to get you out of your hiding space so that the big bad boogeyman can come gobble you up. It's because you've been in a cage for so long that you've forgotten you have wings and legs and arms and weaponry, and you have capacity to use these things with efficiency and accuracy. Just all these amazing things, right? Don't you get tired of not believing in yourself? Don't you get tired of your feelings being hurt by you because you chose to believe someone else's words before your own truth? And don't tell me I don't understand. I've had groups formed, adults forming groups to cyberbully me. Mhm. I had a grown-ass man, a grown-ass fucking man, right? Like, I don't know, maybe he's in 50s, I think, who was encouraging his entire audience to disregard the fact that I have successfully patented my design for a spiritual tool. He was instructing them to disregard that in his efforts to bully me. So I posted my US patent serial numbers. I hope he'll pay your legal fees because now that you see the serial number for my US patents, you're fucked once I go to my lawyers. You stop. Yeah. Trust me when I say I understand. Did any of that stop me? No, it fueled me. That's all it did. It fueled all of my decisions, not for retribution, not for retaliation, not for revenge. It fueled my rise. Why? Because fuck that if a basic ass hoe is going to tell me where I belong. The royals of this world, the true royals of humanity, they extend their hand to pull you up. They are aware there is space beside them for you to occupy. There is no competition, there is co-creation. But you want to listen to the peasants? No, no. And if anyone want to tell me, oh my gosh, that's so elitist. There's nothing elite about it. There's space for everyone. It is not my job or anyone else's job to convince people to behave like a good human being. That's straight up peasantry. And if you want to identify as a peasant, that's on you. I can only base my judgment of you. And yes, you should be using your judgment. It's a component of discernment. It's condemnation that you should not use. But yes, I will use what you present to me so that I can properly judge and categorize you, where you belong in my life or if you belong in my life, what I should share with you and what I should not share with you. Not everyone deserves my trust. And I will not trust everyone. That's what my intuition is for. It tells me exactly who to trust and who to steer clear of. You're on a soul journey. This journey is going to take you into places that are very, very uncomfortable for you to witness. What type of places? Places where you're going to begin seeing the reality of who people in your life are, right? The reality of who people in your life are. This is a period of awakening. Blu-ray awakening, right? This is not about being woke. This is about awakening to the reality that you have a depth and height of expansive awareness that you have not been utilizing. This is about the recognition of your awareness. You are going to progress. It's going to be beautiful. Invoke the Orphan in reverse. There will be things that will happen for you and around you. Those things require you to handle it on your own. I feel a large portion of the message with this particular card is that you're not going to be able to pass the buck to ancestors, to spiritual guides, spiritual guardians. You're not going to be able to pass the buck to archangels or any other beings. You're not going to call in no aliens, no, none of that. You're going to have to handle things with your own hands and your own mind. I mean, I tend to go through things. I tend to go through things in advance of others. And it's not because I'm loved more by creation than you. It's because I need to go through it in advance so that I can come to terms with it. I can process it and I can begin to understand the why, the how, like how to navigate it, why I'm going through this, so that when others begin to go through it, I've already gone through the process and I can be of better assistance to help you understand, to help you know the whys or suss out the answers that you're seeking, right? And I've already had, for an entire month and a half, not very long ago, I just completed that cycle. For a month and a half, I had absolutely no guardians, no guides, no nothing. I was I was solo riding. For real, and I felt so vulnerable. I felt so like, I don't know if I can defend myself. And it was this thing of, you know damn well you can. You know you can. And if need be, you will. You don't put yourself in situations where you need to. So there's nothing for you to worry about. But if there is something that is brought to your doorstep that you need to be very proactive, defensive, offensive, even, you have the capacity to do so. Your entire life has prepared you for this. This moment of transition into a higher octave of existence. The 11th gate is opening. Do you know what that means? The new world that's been spoken about by so many. The new world that so many keep saying, oh, it's coming on this date and that date, and oh, it's already here. And the 11th gate gives you access. It is a pathway. And when you can access that and you walk through it, it takes you to your point of origination. The reason those who take on this process will become nicer to each other and the world will change is because all the distortions that occur from the step down creation that we live in, all the molecular compaction that distorts our morphogenetic coding, that goes away once you go through the 11th gate into the 12th. Not everyone is capable of this. I will be completely transparent. Not everyone is capable of this. I told you guys when I'm going to do the 8-8 portal that I'm going to have different activations that I don't normally offer that you probably have never seen or heard me talk about. And this is part of it. To facilitate those who are ready. There was something, where is it? I think I might have downloaded it on my laptop. No, it's on my phone. Give me 1 second. I shall find it. Here it is. This Lionsgate portal. The 888 portal, it's Lionsgate portal. If you don't know what that is, it has to do with Regulus 23, the heart of the lion, the Leo constellation. So let me remove the banner for a moment. So it occurs when the Earth, the star Sirius, and the Sun align. The portal is open from July 26th. It's already open. Remember, I was telling you guys, it's prairie dogging. It's prairie dogging. It's prairie dogging. You know? So it opens from July 26th all the way through to August 12th, a little bit further than that. And it reaches its peak, the apex, August 8th. It's a time of heightened spiritual energy and transformation. It imbues us with Leo qualities of strength, courage, and passion. Not just Leo qualities, Lyran qualities as well. The level of courageousness, fearlessness, ferocity. Ooh, boo. I'm getting chills. 8-8 is one of the luckiest days of the year for manifesting. Asks us to let go of old patterns, set clear intentions, and embrace positive change. Ooh. Ooh. It's up to you. What are you going to do with this period? If you revert back to old coping mechanisms, allowing yourself to completely shut down rather than begin processing the parts of you that allow for the continuation of triggering that causes you to choose those type of shutting down coping mechanisms, you will not be able to overcome this. You will not go through that 11th gate. I'm not even joking. I'm not going to mince words. Yeah, you're not going to ascend further. This feels like it's kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity because this is a cycle of completion. This whole year, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3, it's 7. It's 7. 2023. 2 is a number of guidance. 0 is your point of origination. You're being guided back to your point of origination while being protected by 23. Regulus 23, the heart of the lion. This is an entire lion's pride. Lyrans are being dispatched to protect you through this. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. World's about to change. It already is changing. Your life is about to change. If you want to cling to the fear-based reactions, fear-based coping mechanisms, that choice is yours. I ain't even mad at you. That choice is yours, but no, because I need you to make an informed decision. You will not walk through that 11th gate. You will not reach that point of origination where all the distortions that have caused you to not believe in yourself will be cleared away. The system that I teach, Kokoro 33 system, the system that I certify people in for clients, for them to take on clients and work on others, it is more potent than any other system that's around right now. Why? For whatever reason, I was allowed to remember in this lifetime certain processes and things, details that I teach my students that give us the ability to begin our work at 12th dimensional frequency. Reiki, pranic healing, all those other things, that's harmonic universe 1. Frequencies from harmonic universe 1. Those are HU1 modalities. There are 5 harmonic universes. So what's the difference, Emmy? Frequency? Yes. What's the big deal? Frequency is frequency. No. Anything below 12D contains distortions due to step downs in creation. It's like pixelation. When you upload a high resolution picture to a platform that cannot host such a finely detailed image, it gets compressed. That's called molecular compaction. When you compress those files, they become distorted and corrupted if it's too compressed, if it's not put away properly. You become fragmented. Only way to fix that is a defragmentation. How many people you know how to do a defragmentation? Better question. How many people can reach the frequencies that are necessary to initiate a defragmentation of your system? I know quite a few. I have quite a few who have certified. I know quite a few in level 1, 12D frequency. Why is 12D frequency so important? That is the lowest level of dimensional consciousness. 12D, 12 out of a 15-dimensional system. 12D is the lowest level you can go before you start to experience distortions in the expression of your etheric code, your morphogenetic template. You can make this happen. You can do all the corrections that are necessary. You can make this happen in this period. You still have a generous window to work with. But again, if you're going to allow fear to rule your life, that's the interference. If you're going to allow fear, that's something you've allowed. I cannot override that. I don't want to override that. You've made your decision. It is what it is. I'm not mad. but I won't stay there with you. I'm not going to join you there in that space, you know? And people are going to be like, "Oh my God, that's so mean." It's not. You have to be honest with people. You have to be honest. I will not sacrifice my own personal growth and my divine purpose to prove my loyalty to someone who is not even loyal to themselves. That is a level of toxicity that I thankfully have finally outgrown. I will not return there. I will no longer sacrifice myself to prove my loyalty to someone who refuses to even do what they need. Life is about to change in a beautiful way for many people. And those are the people who are willing to do what they need to do to continue progressing forward, to continue their growth, to continue their healing. You got to do this for you, not to be badass, not to prove to others. No. Do it because you deserve love and you deserve to finally experience this other side of yourself, this side of you that's whole, that's healing, that's capable of seeing clearly how amazing you actually are. That's important. It's very, very important. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it. If you're not, you're not. And no one is going to be able to convince you. I hope, though, that this reading gets you thinking about some of the ways in which you've been unknowingly rejecting it, unknowingly pushing that away, right? The Empire is returning. Okay. Ooh, okay. Rock out with your pearl out. I'll show you the picture. Don't worry. Rock out with your pearls out, girl. Empress of the Pearl, card number 10. You have an inner gift of great value, born of struggle, adversity, and challenge. In wisdom, you know that suffering can lead to growth, provided we are willing to search for a way to heal through it. Ooh, Lord, how appropriate is this card? How appropriate. Seeing challenges as ways to expand your spiritual light empowers you to focus on the growing light rather than getting caught up in suffering. Natural pearls are rare, lustrous feminine gems created within a living organism, the pearl oyster. They have a unique creation process. Natural pearls are created when a foreign entity, such as a grain of sand or parasite, finds its way into the pearl oyster. The oyster reacts and creates layers of pearlescent substance, creating a warmly glowing treasure within. Just like the beautiful and rare natural pearl, you have a unique spiritual beauty to offer the world. Your pearl is your precious gift, something unique that's being born through your experiences and consciousness that cannot be created or copied by another because it's your own unique soul light. Any struggles you've experienced are a karmic gift to help you grow this inner exquisite offering to support the spiritual evolution of humanity. Once you recognize this, you can dispense with your struggles more swiftly, using them to help you grow and not adding unnecessary energy or focus to the problem, which might make it grow instead. If you found yourself attracting negative energies from those around you, or perhaps feeling drained or sometimes even possessed by negative thoughts or experiences, you don't have to feel afraid. You can heal with Kuan Yin now, allowing that which is stirred up within you to begin forming the beautiful gift you have to share. Just as a pearl starts feeling irritation and reaction, so are the circumstances in your life which feel uncomfortable, serving you to help you grow your gift. It's time to realize that your soul is growing in luster and beauty to share with the world. Once you realize this, your struggles become less and your soul light becomes even more luminous. Get ready to glow. This is your glow up. Your soul is ready for that spiritual glow up, right? You're over there still acting and conducting yourself as though you are bashful. No, strut out onto that stage. Allow yourself to be seen. Allow those who need to witness you in your full glory to see you as a formidable, beautiful grace that you are. Final card. Whew. Oh, excuse me. I'm sleepy. All right. Ooh. Card number 37. All right. Look at that. Sacred soul sister, when you are conscious, a cloud of sadness surrounds you. When you are beyond consciousness, the moon rests in your arms. When you are conscious, the beloved moves out of your reach. When you are beyond consciousness, the ecstasy of love moves your way. When you are conscious, you are depressed like fall. When you are beyond consciousness, the winter cold feels like spring. All your wavering is due to your longing to be stable. Look for instability until you become stable. This is literally the message of the entire reading. I love you. I am your other self. I am with you always, your partner on this soul journey. I am the you that you do not see. I am the you that speaks through intuition and instinct. I whisper and sing and shout my crazed truth telling to you through your dreams, through your body. I am the you that is wise, that trusts in life, that knows. I am the you that sees reality rather than appearance. I am the you that knows how to be happy and free. There is a valid point of view that we travel this path of our life journey alone. Our deepest descents in the psyche happen alone. We meet death alone, and we come into the world alone. And yet there's a vaster perspective that we are never alone, that it would be impossible to really, truly be alone. We are connected to all of life, and there's no such thing as being alone in reality, only in limited and temporary perception. As if such community were not enough, there is a partner, an ally who journeys with you from birth to death and beyond, again and again. You have a sacred sister, a sister of your soul. She weaves the stories of truth through dreams and insights that come upon you as if from nowhere. Perhaps they drop into your mind or seem to erupt from within you. But that is her talking to you, demanding or reassuring, depending on what the occasion best calls for at that moment. Her truths may seem overly dramatic, so you may discount them as workings of an overactive imagination. Or perhaps her truth tales are so subtle, you dismiss them as meaningless, fleeting fancy. The wise ones know, however, that the truths of the sacred soul sister are powerful, relevant, and worthy of time and attention. They know her oftentimes strange and startling offerings hold the keys to unlock entire worlds, to open up new realities, and to transform the nature of our existence. From the deepest and most esoteric spiritual levels to the most palpable, practical daily realities of our living bodies in the physical world. Your sacred soul sister is your partner in consciousness. Make no mistake, she is you. She is just a part of you so great you cannot always see her from your conscious mind. It is sort of like the eye of the dog trying to see its whole self, which is a bit tricky, for as it moves to see its rear, so the rear is moved along too. So rather than through direct perception, the sacred soul sister is met through reflection. She can be received in those moments of rest where great ideas are born. She is a genius, you see, vastly creative and inspired. Her worlds are those we access in sleep and meditation or absorbing engagement in activity where the mind can relax and drop into realities far more vast than those of daily life and be replenished. Tap into her wisdom to distill a teaching from the fragmented memory of a dream or a subtle feeling experienced in meditation. It requires that you walk with her gait and not the fast paced, forward moving canter of your conscious and intellectual mind. Her gait is meandering and apparently unstudied, yet she is in deep concentration to feel for truth of movement, to allow for what is emerging to express itself through her. And she is listening rather than demanding to know, to force, to speak, and to direct. To receive her genius and benefit most fully from it requires a willingness to surrender logic and open up to inspiration, to become empty, to let the mind soften and become receptive, open, and permeable. She delivers questions that lead to answers, but not according to demands issued by an insecure and fearful mind. She offers what is genuinely needed and answers the deepest questions of the heart. She is trustworthy. This sister, she cannot betray truth. Therefore, she can be relied upon as a faithful way shower for the heart. So, to commune with her, wise as that impulse is, requires that you learn the ways of her world and the strange symbolic language she speaks. She will never tell you what you already know. Why be so inefficient? No, she prefers to educate, elucidate, intrigue, and beguile as you are drawn into far more beautiful, powerful, and helpful truths. So, in her world and in her language, you must suspend your need to immediately understand. Let yourself absorb the imagery, the feelings, and the possibilities, to dwell, to ponder, and be permeated by the wisdom. The appearance of a horse may signify your own spiritual being, and the appearance of you may signify a false sense of identity and not the real you at all. You may see desert landscapes and moonlit nights in your dreams. When so much inner growth is happening, you will soon blossom like the springtime. You may dream of charging up hills with great energy, when in your physical world you can barely muster enough strength to get out of bed in the morning. What does this all mean? This apparently contrary, world upside down, nothing as it seems symbolism. The meaning is the communication. And the communication is received in repose, in reflection, in quietness, and in rest. And you must trust her and trust yourself. When something needs to be known, so it shall be. This is necessary, so much less than what we expect. Your lack of knowing is not ignorance. Your unknowingness is your bowing to life with trust. Ooh. Ooh, your lack of knowing is not ignorance. Your unknowingness is your bowing to life with trust. She's come to you through this oracle to remind you that everything is all right, that she has your back, no matter what appearances may seem to be to your more limited dog's eye consciousness in the light of day. She's guiding you with her wider knowledge through circumstances and situations that are ultimately going to free you into a greater love than you have ever known. No matter whether you feel like a rat in a maze or a bewildered drunk stumbling through a labyrinth in the back alleyways, trying to find your way home again. No matter how out of control life may seem, she's letting you know all is proceeding just as it should, and that her will shall manifest. Her will is your wholeness, your completion. Her will must manifest and shall, because her will is nature. It is growth. It is God. She is God in you now. Remember that, and you'll realize, if you don't mind the ending being told before the last chapter, that everything's going to be okay. This oracle comes with particular guidance also. You know something deep in your bones without knowing how or why, or without particular reason. You just know. It doesn't make sense, but you know. It may be joy that you know. It may be that you know to avoid a certain situation. It may be that something is going to work out beautifully despite appearances to the contrary at a particular moment. It may be that you are meant to take a certain path. You just know. This oracle comes as a confirmation that your knowing, mysterious as it is your sacred soul sister talking through you. Trust it and act, or not, accordingly. I love that. I love that. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. To want nothing but your fragmented parts to come into unity, to converge together and create the opportunity for wholeness once again, to exit out of a space of duality and enter into the state of totality, so that you can be the gift that you were created to be, not just for others, but especially for yourself. Ooh, I love that. I love the potential we all carry inside us, and the ways in which we invite that potential to come forward outside of each person and also out of ourselves. This community is so sacred, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how sacred this space is. I love it. I love you guys, like a lot. Not a little, a lot. I hope that all of you, everyone who chooses to watch this video all the way through to the end, I hope that you all experience a moment of clarity that will gift you with the opportunity to choose forward progress, to let go of your death grip on the old ways of being. You deserve to feel whole. You deserve to know all the other parts of you. You deserve to experience another aspect of life that you haven't experienced yet. An aspect that creates such a flow with a divinity that lives inside you that the concept of struggling seems foreign. I could have challenging weeks, but I never actually see them as a struggle. I don't. I always just see the invitation to look deeper into what this experience means. So I caught the newest COVID, the newest strain of COVID. I caught that. I was sick for a month and a half. For those who are like, why is she doing all this ASMR? Yo, I had no voice. I had no voice. And as frustrating as that was, because I don't like to disappoint my clients, I don't like to disappoint my community, I didn't see that as a struggle. I saw that as an invitation to look deeper into what it is my body is being used to tell me. My lungs were the most affected, along with my throat. The lungs have to do with suppression, oppression. It has to do with unrecognized grief. What have I been hiding from myself? What have I been not wanting to speak about that my throat was affected? I lost my voice for a month and a half. My job is to be a speaker. So it was this question of, if my job and my purpose is to speak and my ability to speak has been taken from me, What am I supposed to learn here? That maybe I've been using my ability to speak so eloquently at times, the messages of soul to everyone else but myself. I've been using it as a crutch. I've been using it as an excuse to not hear the whispers of my own heart song and to be forced to sit in silence for 6 weeks, 6 being the number of receiving for the self, the inverted mirror of divinity, 9. 6 is the number of the self, positioned to receive from God. And so for 6 weeks, I could not speak because I was tasked to listen. That was not a struggle. It was a much needed gift that I kept pushing off until life said, make her sit silent, keep her in stillness, remove all the distractions so she can finally hear and see. Some would say that was horrible. I have a completely online business. It requires me having an online presence consistently. Most would have been devastated, meaning they would have had this fear of, what am I going to do? This is going to destroy my business. For a moment, I was like, shit. Oh, shit. And then I took a deep breath and I told myself, that fear, it's not part of my reality. It's not part of what I need to do. What I need right now is the stillness being gifted to me by my life, by my health. I need to sit quietly. And my community is not just some transactional space. This is a true divine connection, a space of truth, a space of divinity, a space of unconditional love. So what I need to do right now is allow things to happen in the way they're designed to, so I can break further open and serve that much deeply, that much more deeply. And in that time, I've felt lots of things shift inside me, lots of perceptions, lots of pathways. I have this belief that there's a garden that grows within your heart, tended by your soul. And for far too long, I allowed the human aspects of me to volunteer to take care of that sanctuary, that garden that lives inside me. And I allowed certain things to overgrow, not because I was lazy, but because I wanted a valid excuse to forget about pathways that I belong on. I can't sit still for any prolonged period. I always have to be doing something. I can't sit still. It drives me nuts. And in that time that I was sick, something that others would have seen as a struggle, I had no choice but to sit still. And in that period of being forced to sit still with my thoughts, silently with myself, I still needed to be busy. So I busied myself with the things that needed to be done. I trimmed back those hedges, rediscovered the pathways, did the mental exercises that would properly prepare me to walk down the path I belong on. This is the same period that's happening for you guys, just a couple weeks after me. because it is my gift to you to share the understanding that I've developed about what I had to live through. It wasn't horrible to me. It sucked being sick. It sucked being depleted of energy and being winded just standing up. But it afforded me the things that I never would have done for myself unless I was forced to the way I was. Take the time for you. When you take the time for you, what you're really doing is taking the time for all of us. We're all so interconnected, all so interconnected. And all of the things that are happening right now, it will help us to see so beautifully and so clearly what the next part of our evolutionary journey together is. It's happening right now. The 11th gate is being opened. There will be plenty of expedites for you to choose from to help support you through so many different processes that will arise through this period. You're not going to be left out in the cold. You're not going to be left in a lurch. This is an accelerated period, so you're probably going to need some assistance. The days where we could take many, many days, many, many weeks, many, many months and years to go through this process, that's gone. Creation is no longer willing to wait. We got this, though. It's not something to be afraid of. It's something to embrace. This is what you were made for. You don't even have to try. You just have to be. You have to be honest and authentic with yourself. That's all you have to do. Allow the process. Allow the unfoldment. Your blossoms will bring those who need you. They will smell the sweetness of your essence, and they will be drawn to you. And all you need to do is just be the beautiful thorned flower that you are. I love you guys. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Bye, everyone.